So hello and welcome to this week's angling vlog. This week you join myself and Joshy out on the bank and we're in search of pike. So as you can see on screen now, we arrived on the bank at that beautiful time of morning. Getting on the bank when them fish are topping really does give you that sense of excitement for the day ahead. You can see all the beautiful colours of autumn all around, and it just is a beautiful time to be bankside. So regulars to the channel will know that I have got a bait boat, and this week I decided to pick up a deeper Chirp +2 just for them feature finding and for getting the bait out in the tighter swims. You can see Joshua's got it in his hand now, so it's going to be hard to get it off him. But what we've done in the early light is map a bit of the swim out, as you can see on screen now, and I've used the boat just to present a couple of baits out in the water. We've got one out on the ledger and we've got one out on the float. We're going to sit back, me and Joshua are going to have a bit of brekkie, chill out, and hopefully we'll get a pike on the bank. As I always say on the channel, we come for one pike, and if we get one, we'll be happy, won't we? Yeah. So fingers crossed we can get a pike on the bank and two happy anglers. So something a bit different this week. I've picked up one of the deepers and I'm going to be a bit more precise with me baiting. I've got the float out the back. You see the hoppers on this are a bit small. The latest version linked the two up, but I've tested it and it does fall through the gap. So it's going to allow me to put baits like sardines and, you know, softer baits out at a bit more range. First run of the day, that float just sunk away, as you've seen. Beautiful. We sat there. I think Joshy's asleep. We'll have to wake him up in a minute. The first run of the day. Can't beat a day off work. That float sliding away and the jaws of a pike coming up to the surface. And again on that beautiful method of the float ledger, and what a feisty pike that was. You see the leaves just floating on the top, and we'll give it a good rest and we'll have a look at it. But yeah, beautiful colours and in excellent condition. You can see there you can see how feisty it is. I'll give him a good rest. We'll take a look at it. And I'm proper made up with that. I can see with that deeper now you can get carried away by seeing fish, but I'm not using it for that at all. I wanted to present that bait right where I wanted it, on that shelf in clear water. It's exactly what I've used it for. So that pike well rested. You can see them beautiful colours against the bottom. He's more than ready to go. So there's only one way to celebrate a double figure pike when you're out with the big man. That's a nice brew, and he's definitely my lad. He's off with 2 panel chocolates. I'm going to sit back, chill out, keep watching them rods, and hopefully we can get one more. We always want one more. Just put the ledger out at range in the deepest water I could find, and I think the other floats away as well, so I'm going to have to be quick. So I've just struck the other rod, set the hooks and passed the rod to Joshy, who's now playing the second pike. A bit of power. You gotta keep it on them trees, keep the power. So, nice powerful fish this. We've got a nice one in the net. So what a frantic bit of action. We've given these pike a really good rest, but it was too good of an opportunity not to get the picture you can see on screen now. Especially with his at £12, and this other one coming in just over 9, and it's got some nasty damage on it as well. I can only imagine another pike or a speedboat maybe, but it is nasty damage on the pike. And there we go, the bigger of the two coming in at £12. What a beautiful fish for Joshy, and a great experience. So fishing is all about the memories we create, and we definitely won't forget this one. Beautiful fish, but as you can see, fish welfare is always the most important. These fish have been well rested between the pictures, the blogging and unhooking. And you can just see there the extent of that damage, whether it's another pike maybe. Could be. It looks a bit like a grab now, I'm looking at it from above. But yeah, well rested and ready to go back. And always the best bit, seeing them go back. The first one. The second one was trying to get out the bottom of the net. And there we go. Look at the beautiful pike going back. Definitely a case of Beauty and the Beast. But back it goes. Testing the fish and doing it right does take time. And there's no rush today. We've probably lost about half an hour. 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But you can see there, since taking the pictures, the cloud cover's come back over. We're going to get the rod back out. Early thoughts on using the bait boat over casting. Does take a lot longer to get your baits out. You know, you've got to set it all up, turn it on, sink it and get it out rather than just casting in. But it gives you the precision, most definitely. You know exactly where them baits are fishing and they're on clear water. That, from what I'm seeing, shows you a hell of a lot about the water you're fishing, and you can be right on that drop off on top of the shelf. I'll quickly go over the setup I'm using. You can see there I'm using my Elite deadbait rods from Fox, 3.25 pound, and they are 12 foot. The setup is a float ledger. I've got a pencil, nice and light. You can't beat that float going. There's a couple of beads above it and a stop knot just to cock the float. That's down to a quick change weight, a quick change swivel, and then my wire trace down to the bait. Float rod's out. It's time to take a look at the ledger, and I'm going to put this straight back in that deep water. You got the ledger boom down to a 3-ounce gripper lead from Dinsmore, a quick change swivel down to my homemade wire trace and the bait. As simple as it comes, and let's get it back out there. I've said it before, the magic of fishing for pike is how you go from quiet to mayhem, and that celebratory brew I've been waiting for the past half an hour. Out this weekend fishing, cheers, and the best of fishes. Me and Josh are just going to sit back, chill out, and just talk about an amazing memory we've just created. So a quick look at the baits that we brought with us today. We've got plenty in there. An excellent thing for carrying your dead baits. You can put it to 2 sizes if you've only got a few. Well, like today we bought quite a selection. But having a look, got some sardines, some mackerel, change bait of a bream, got some roach. You can see the quality in them, and I won't go anywhere without a smelt. So one thing you can't complain about are the conditions. When we had them pike before, it was bright sunshine, but before that it went really overcast, and now, believe it or not, it's only coming up to about 11:15. I was shocked. I thought it'd be a bit later than that, but it's overcast, there's a mist and that rain coming down, and the perfect conditions for pike. And we're just hoping that that float begins to dance again, or that ledger pulls out the clip. No sooner had I said that than the float rod sunk away and we're into another pike. The rain's coming down, and yet it feels good to have another pike on the end. Lazy boils of a pike on a wet autumn day take some beating. You see there another stunningly marked pike. This is a good example of why we use wire traces. When you see people fishing with, you know, normal line, you see there the size of them teeth, and them hooks are nicely in the scissors, and one we're going to have to be careful of. We can just see there the reason why we use wire. We talked that one up a little bit, didn't I? With the rain coming down, it looked perfect for the bite. Another solid pike, you know, over 9 pound. You can see it's in excellent condition, and there has been an excellent stamp of fish today. What beautiful camouflage that they have in that weed. The autumn leaves on the top, and a pike heading on back. One thing we don't do on the channel is tell lies. We tell the story as it is. With the rain coming down, that bait boat ain't going in. That's getting cast back out, old school, like we've always done. Don't mind standing in the rain, catching pike. Standing in the rain, messing with a bait boat is not happening. So I've had £1 for every minute, or a penny for every minute I've had that GoPro on my head casting a lure. I'd be a rich man. And eventually, no sooner as the lure hit the water, it must have landed right on its head, and that's probably the best pike that I've had on the lure, most definitely. We'll get him out and we'll take a look. That's a lovely pike, that. Well, I've not done much lure fishing over the years, most definitely. Might have had a double on the canal, I don't know. I've definitely not had one like 14, 15 pound like this one, in absolutely excellent condition. And yeah, what a beautiful pike. So I can't sit here and really give much advice on lure fishing because I'm completely new to it myself. Been casting in and reeling in and varying how I reel in and just try and make the fish look a bit natural. Is it a different size bait that's done it? Has a bit of flash? Got the take? Either way, I'm not complaining. The bait boat is on its way back in, and I've literally just about to set the bobbin and the line's pulled in my hand. We've got a take before the boat is even back in the shore. Just dropped it on that shelf and it's pulling away confidently. And you can see we'll give it a few moments and then we'll hit it. Regulars to the channel over the years know we don't mess about on the channel. It's the raw fishing as it is. And that bait's been out there for probably an hour, two, in that really deep water. Just brought it back in. And the boat was on the way back in. And this camera was on the controller. I had to take it off and I felt the line pull in my hand. And I guess just shows the difference of where you place that bait. Repositioned it in a bit shallower water. It's literally gone in my hand. Let's get this pike in and take a look. It's turned into a bit of a red letter day. And right now we should be holding up a 13 pound stunning pike. And it was a nice pike, but it was more like a dolphin. I turned around for one moment, it had jumped clean out the net and gone. So you'll have to take my word for it. So the rod's just gone back out with the boat on the same spot and it's off again. So quickly passed the rod to Joshy and he struck it and looks like a beautiful little pike. And when you say that's the smallest one that we've had, you know you've had a good day. So when you don't know how many you've actually had, you know it's a good day. I think that's number 6. What another beautifully marked pike. You made up with that one, Joshy?
Yeah.
Well done, matey. You had a good day?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. We'll get it straight back. We'll get the rod back out. You can have a play with the boat. Favourite bit of the day. And let's get it straight back. So the session is coming to an end there now. You can see the light is fading behind us. The rods are still in behind. And what an enjoyable day it's been on the bank. When you break your PB on the lure and you forget how many pike you've had, never mind how many doubles we've had, it's been a really good day on the bank. So before we wish you on sight lines in your own fishing, there will be people out there that think this is a sponsored video, and it's not. Believe you me, I've paid every penny of the £300 that it's cost me for this. And the missus keeps letting me know, don't you, Joshy?
Yeah.
I've been in the doghouse all week. But what a piece of kit. I've pretty much ignored the fish that have been showing all the time on the deeper and just concentrating on pinpointing where I want to put my baits. In conjunction with that bait bow, it does almost feel like cheating, but great fun. All that remains is for me and Joshua to wish you all tight lines in your own fishing, and we'll catch you all next week.
Tight lines.
Tight lines.